moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They run with Howard. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Watson, and Thomas has it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
On first down, it's Watson. And that's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Check right, check right.
Running from the gun, Johnson. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. Hey, 24.
Watson now. From the gun, he'll throw. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Me and you all day. All day. Hey, 59. I'm coming after you. Shit. Out. Next box.
Out of the gun, this is Howard. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
He's crashing. He's no time out.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
55, Mike 55. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Mike 55.
Watson on 3rd down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. J.J. Watt in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
First down, Miami.
Ready. 60 outlaw. Too low, check it.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Off the play fake. King. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Now King operating from the gun. He's going to fire one deep left sideline, and that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Sanders' kick is good. And that right there is something we've seen, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. So we've reached halftime here. Charles has already thrown off his headset. He's out here. He says, it's Christmas Day. I'm going home. We're not done yet, though. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Let's go, let's go!
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing on second down. Watson. It's caught. Lock it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
we got
the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland, and he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They go with Howard again. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the gun, Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
.44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Returnable for Grant. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
would be fairly clear
that is
by the time
one
we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland. A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Here we go, here we go. Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Shift. You go tight. You got tight.
King from the gun on 3rd down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
Now Watson. And it's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down.
When everything is in sync on defense, that means everyone's communicating really well, and sometimes it's nonverbal. They just know that when a receiver's in one spot, this person may have him, and he's in another spot, the next defender may have him. And they've squeezed the passing lanes down to where it's so difficult to find an open area to deliver the football. They've made it tough on them all game long.
Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero.
Where's the tap? 18. Check 55 to Mike. Get that quarterback.
On first down, they run with Howard. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. To throw is Watson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Faking the give. Now Watson. He's got Fuller. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Back now in Houston, a lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trailed big here to begin quarter number 4. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Running from the gun with Howard. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. The big fella. Touchdown, Houston. Jordan Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
It's a big play there for Miami. 54 yards on the ground.
And the Dolphins first down.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Check 30, watch the safety creep.
They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Check 31, check 31.
On 2nd down now. McFarland. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Let's get in that hole. Check 3, check 3. Deuce, deuce. Deuce, deuce. Go, go. Motion, motion. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
On first down, McFarland. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You and I have been around teams, and they all have goals for games, don't they? And every team we've ever talked to says what?
No turnover.
Don't turn the ball over. 0. And they were that close to getting it done. Won't cost them today, but they'll hate that when they're watching the game tape.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Strip the ball. 24. Check 15. Check 15. 24. Hey, we got
To throw is Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. Dancing to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, put it in. 2 is the Mike. Mike 5-2, Mike 5-2. Round up. Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52.
Here's Watson, operating from the gun. Going deep for Hopkins. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Flush to his right. And I think the ball's out. And the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. J.J. Watt in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Watson going deep for Hopkins. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. They'll run on 1st down. McFarland. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A Miami 1st down on the 14-yard pickup.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On 2nd down, McFarland. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Ready. Squeeze. 60 outlaw. Get off the field. SOS. Shoot. He's coming. Double up. Single. Double up. Action. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson, now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this 1st down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Check, check, check. Check, check, check.
They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland, they're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And really, it looked at times like they just had this one in cruise control out there.
Yeah, they deserve a ton of credit because you and I both know, heck, they knew. This is a tough place to play. Overcame that with ease, romped home with an easy win. And here's the best part for them. It'd be easy to get to the airport because the crowd left pretty early in this one, didn't they?
Well, plus they have a police escort.
Okay, you had to spoil that part of it. Of course, they're going to get there. But think about how wide open things are now because this crowd didn't expect this.
No.
So they went back to the tailgate and said, let's go eat. This one isn't any fun for us.
Yeah, they took the drama out of this one pretty early on. So for Miami, the wins keep coming as this